We call the benevolent beings of light, archangels and ascended masters, to guide and inspire us during this forum. Our forum's vision is to bring the understanding, tools, discipline, and support for those seeking to enter the straight and narrow path, the road less traveled, that will lead us along effectively and steadily through the ascension process. Integration of the human experience with our divine origin is moving us full circle to achieve our divine potential. So be it. Amen.
You are a divine being, radiating with love and light. You are here to change everything. Your purpose, mission, destiny was always to come to the path of ascension. Every challenge, gift, lesson, experience, and dream brought you right here and now. There have always been synchronicities and signs that guided the way to your true path. At times it may not have been easy. You may have felt forced to find solutions that required very creative thinking and imagination. Living a conventional, normal life was never your journey. You are here to live an extraordinary life. Continue to rise. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you. Inner technology. That was very well done. Very well done. Very clear and very true. I had to laugh sometimes because it is so true, the different stages you go through in order to become the real you. All of the searching outside, right? I got to know, I got to read, I got to learn, I got to be better, I got to find the magic answer. When it was always inside us, all the while. The journey came full circle, like everything else, back to you. And, you know, it was really magical, some of the things that they were saying. The technology itself is energy, right? Everything is energy. Your thoughts, your actions, everything that you say, it's all energy. And that is the technology. That energy is moving through all of your cells, all of your atoms and molecules that make up your bodies. And everything, as it gets cleaned up and pathways are opened, it becomes a fine-tuned machine because all those bodies are working together. They're moving through the chakra system. They're moving through the organs. What are organs? When you think of an organ, not only is it part of the body, but in like a church or a museum or even just an instrument is an organ, right? With all the pipes and all the music that comes through it with vibration that is so powerful to listen to. I remember I was in Florida and there was somebody that played this organ that had like 6 or 7 keyboards. There was only 2 of these specific organs in the whole world, and 2 people, one that played each one. And this particular man that we listened to, it sent you into heaven because the pipes, the way that it touched your body, the sound of that organ, some of it was playful, some of it was so like the master's music, some of it was just soothing. It was an experience to be had. The med beds are going to work with this sound. It's sound, light, vibration, and plasma. And these are healing tools. Music is very healing, very, very healing. Not the hard rock that you hear or this kind of crazy AI music, but I mean real music from the masters. I have every single master's works. I have every single one of them on CDs, and I absolutely love it. I have it playing, and the way my house is, you can hear it all over the place, every room. The um the anchoring yourself, no matter how crazy the world is going to come into play right now. This is going to give you lots of practice not to be dragged into the drama of what you're going to see play out. It's kind of like you're saying, oh, it's nothing new, but it's not about new. It's another level that you're going to be going through and experiencing. It is up to us to stay in our center, observe, listen, and pray. Bring light into everything. Even if it seems like it is impossible to bring any kind of light into a situation, I promise you, if you're doing this with all your heart, you will see the shift. During the Desert Storm war that was going on, every day we were watching it, and I was sending light everywhere. I concentrated for like 12 hours a day to bring light into it, and watched how everything just kept shifting. It wasn't just me. There was others doing it too. No matter what you see or experience, it's all about your response or your reaction. That's going to make the difference in the testing that's going on to see where you're at. Are you going to get hysterical? Are you going to blow a hoolie? Or are you going to stay in your center and send light into the situation? As a whole, humanity needs to wake up and do our part in order for this golden age to fully come into our lives. It's up to us. There are those in this world that could care less about anyone but themselves, and what they believe is all that they care about. And that selfishness is what's going to slow everything down. Let's not join them. Let's get beyond that. Let's hold the light in this beautiful world that will reveal herself to you as you rise up and start using this inner technology that you already have. Everyone says, I've got to get rid of the calcification of my pineal gland, and all of this conversation about getting your kundalini to rise. That is so ridiculous. This is something that happens as you discipline yourself through the stages of spirituality, your personal journey. Yours will be different than your neighbor's. It isn't going to work out the same. You have different contracts. You have different entanglements. You have different needs. Everybody is very, very different. And yet, we're all one. You see? How does that work, though? What's so wonderful about it as we bounce off of each other when we're together. Don't feel sorry for someone in front of you that's struggling. That's a part of you that's struggling. And in your compassion, you reach out your hand and do what you can to help them through it. There are those of you here that absolutely do this on a regular basis. You're at that point. Your heart is open, and you share that love that you are. That, to me, is the highest order of a human being. Being in that state of love, not mushy-wishy stuff. We're not talking about that. We're talking about total acceptance of everyone, not judging them, not comparing ourselves, but absolutely caring when they're struggling. Even if you don't even know the person, if they're in your sight, if you hear them, it's for you. See what part you came to play, and then do it. Do what you feel would be the most loving act. Don't be pushy. Don't overwhelm them. Just be there for them. See what they have to say to you. It'll guide you on what to say in return. The inner technology is the inner knowing. Everything, all that energy that we are, is working. And when it's working in harmony and balance within you, it exudes from you and touches those around you. It is so magical, but it is a technology. We are highly evolved beings, very divine. We are everything that everyone wishes they were in other lineages that are not like us. You know how precious you are in the scheme of life? This world could not function without you fulfilling your contracts, being there where you're supposed to be, because you can't be anywhere but there. You can fight it. You can struggle with it. You can try to hide from it, but your journey is your journey, and your higher self isn't kidding around. She or he is going to take you to where you need to go, to be with who you need to be with, whether you do it with joy or you fight it. There are times when I'm with someone that it breaks my heart to think that I'm suffering like that. And the tears just pour down my face. And they feel bad they made me cry. They didn't make me do anything. I was feeling the same feeling they were feeling inside me. When you counsel, if you can't feel to that depth, then you're not getting the gift yourself from the interaction. I have been honored to work with so many people for my whole adult life. And it helped me to grow, helped me to open up the technology within me because it was required. Every time you take a step up in frequency, you get to use more of that technology that's available, fully available to you. You'll think you're an AI once that brain opens up and you start using more of it. Once that pineal gland is fully vibrating, you will get every message, not only from your higher self, but other divine beings, the creator itself. Everything is open to you and available to you. We just have to get there and trust and be willing to believe, because what you believe is what you'll get. If you are rigid, remember it was saying that in the film, you've got to be open to whatever magic that's out there. It really isn't magic. It's normal. It's real. It's always been there. It just seems like magic when you first witness it or experience it or watch a mystical experience right in front of you where something happens. Like when I was traveling, I had more mystical experiences than a person usually has in their whole life because my inner technology was activated. I was able to see with the eyes that see and hear with the ears that hear. But you can too. You got to believe it's happening right now. There's times when you blow your own mind and say, I can't believe I just said that. That was so cool. Yeah, you are. You are absolutely divine. And there's nothing holding you back except your belief system. Do you believe that you can heal yourself? Jesus called you a healer. He said, healer, heal thyself. You think it was like a mistake that he said that? There's no way. Very precise in what he said. When you don't feel good, you tell yourself you do. You do the opposite of it. You only say the positive. You never claim the sickness, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how much pain you're in. And if you need medical help, you know what to do too. You see, it all works hand in hand. Everything does. We are majestic beings. We don't have wings to show it. We don't have anything external. We're not exceptional lives. We're just regular people, but with extraordinary lives. And do you know why it's extraordinary? Because we're figuring out the great mystery. And we don't even have to pass out of the body to do it. The great mystery is that you are a divine being right now. Right now. And all you have to do is believe it and act like it. It takes discipline. It takes desire to be it. To start developing a very good relationship and dialogue with your higher self. Your best friend in the whole world is right inside you. The great I am, the Christ within you, is guiding you every step of the way. Your soul is gathering all of the information and all of the things you master in this lifetime. We're here to master ourselves, not anybody else. We're not here in a competition. We're here to help each other thrive. The greatest gift you can give yourself is to do that, is to give. Receiving is fine. Giving is amazing. I give of my time, knowledge, and experience. The funds are not really there to do anything like that, but that's not very important in the scheme of things I've learned. It's really what you can give of yourself. Do you know how many people would give anything to have somebody just listen to them? Somebody hear their story, their pain, their loneliness. That is a gift that you can give someone. It's free. It's beautiful. It even makes you feel amazing because what you give comes back to you and you'll receive it as well. You can't outgive God, is what I always said, because the cycle is always circular. And so whatever you send out there comes back to you. Every kind act you've ever done and everything that wasn't so kind. And that's how we learn. Ouch, that really hurt. Oh, did I do that once? Did I hurt somebody? Yep. Or it wouldn't have come back to me. We're not victims. We're masters in the making. And that's our job, to keep cleansing yourself. Don't be afraid to feel the pain, the suffering. In fact, when you do, you cleanse it from yourself. You keep cleansing until you're a vessel of light with no blocks in the way. It was talking about it near the end of the video. You will inspire people around you. Like they said, you have an energy about you that draws people's interest. Why? Because you're not running around with your head shaking and your hand shaking, screaming and carrying on in the streets because you're not getting your way. You're calm. You're steady. You have an answer when people don't have an answer. You're not telling anyone what to do. You're just making a suggestion when they don't have an answer. Be it a young person, a child, or an adult. We're all at different stages, and it's perfect. It really is. You don't want to rush your magnificent journey. You want to do well, no matter how long it takes you. Are there people helping you along the way? And then you can give back, and you can give because you know what it did for you. This is using the inner technology, that master just waiting to birth, express, and become who you are. You are that potential. That is you. And when you find yourself go through a day where you absolutely feel so good about everything that happened, everything. And I'm saying some days it's not going to be pleasant. Some days we're looking at a very dark place in ourself. I name it good because it brings me another cell filled with light, or 2 or 10. You see, everything here is to serve you to become a master of this 3D world so that you can move gracefully into 5D with a smile on your face, and your light body will be clear and filled with the light. And you'll take as many people that allowed you to be in their life with you, because you'll raise them up just being in their presence. Sometimes they're agitators right to the end, but that doesn't mean they're not going to 5. They're there to serve, and they're doing their job pretty good. So on that note, I'm going to rest. We'll go into segment 2 with your questions, and I'll provide whatever answers that I'm inspired with. And please ask questions. It's so good for us to hear your thoughts. Even if you know kind of the answer to it, put it out there. Maybe somebody had the same question and didn't know really how to put it into words. So if you're listening on YouTube, we invite you to join us for the 3 segments instead of just the 1. Go on to our website, ourdivineorigin.com, and send me an email, and you're in. It's free. It's every Wednesday at 7, and we look forward to meeting you. I'd like to say hello to Anika, who is her first time on. Yeah. And we welcome you with all our hearts. That song was the truth. Did you feel it? All you've got to do is believe in yourself. Love yourself. Honor yourself. Never say bad things. Never pick on yourself. Be happy with yourself. She needs you. He needs you. You are perfect and divine. And when you believe this fully, you become it. Thank you. Inner technology. It's the magic of the light, which is energy, which is moving through your bodies, plural, and your energy fields, that is making you move forward. It gives you all the signals. It gives you all the wisdom, inspiration. Everything is moving as energy in, through, and around you. This inner technology has been known, and in other lifetimes, you used it in its fullness. You know what it's like to have all of this. That's why you want it so bad now, because you miss it. You miss having your full brain operating. You miss being able to read people. Just walk up into their field and be able to read them. You miss reading the Akashic record, yours and others. You miss it. It was fun. It was really interesting. People didn't have to tell their story. You could read their story. It's all energy. And it's all there. And it's all available. And using that inner technology is what you really strive for. It's very interesting life. We are so outer directed for most of this lifetime. We are looking out there for everything, for friendship, for love, for nurturing, for thrills, for everything. And yet there's a beautiful sound inside your body. The most beautiful music you'll ever hear is your heart tone. Your divine self has a heart tone, has a tone which you take into your body. And when you reach that frequency and you're in harmony and balance with that tone, you're there. Everything is working as it should. And you are basically done. There's nothing else to do but be you. How about we be you and get to know you right now before all the bells and whistles go off? Wouldn't that be beautiful if I really knew who I was, what I wanted, what I loved, what I could do, stretch my spiritual muscles, allow myself to be as if I already am that divine being that I know? We've got to think like that now. It's not about ego. You're not on any kind of trip of, outdoing anybody, because you'll be knocked down so fast, your head will swim. Don't I know? You go through those stages. You think you reach the pinnacle of life, and then you go falling down because you went into your ego again. Darn it. That silly old ego. But you know what? That ego, once you've trained it, once you've balanced it out, once you've got it helping you instead of telling you what to do, which it did while you were sleeping, we really should be grateful for that. Our ego really served us for many, many, many lifetimes. We couldn't face what we had to go through, believe me. When we wanted to learn the darkest of the dark, the meanest of the mean, those are the times we didn't want to be awake. And you're seeing some people in that state right now. You can tell, you look into their eyes, you think to yourself, is anyone home in there? You'll say something to them and they're just staring at you as if they can't even comprehend a simple thing like you said. People who sit and watch TV all day long and the commercials, and I can't even imagine how many subliminal messages are behind what you're seeing and hearing. And they become literally dull. Their brains are just dulled and they're not registering life very well. It's scary. And those that are on medications, lots of medications, God only knows the interactions of one medicine to another. and how the chemistry is so screwed up in their bodies. That's why I so look forward to the med beds, because everything will come back to normal before you ever got anything in your system. So anybody that had to take the shots or had to do something because of work or for whatever reason, forced into it by family, which I saw a lot of, believe me, it's all going to be out of your system, everything. And you'll be back as it before, resetting you before you were there. The inner technology is the real reason we're here, to turn all of it back on by wanting it more than anything. Wanting to be the fullness of yourself, not just settling for this halfway point or more for some of you, where you're just doing the best you can, trying and thinking that, yeah, I think that was something divine. Well, good. And believe it. Believe it. Start trusting that your guidance is good. Even if it doesn't work out like you expected it to, just keep trusting your inner voice, because if you don't, you'll never trust it, you see? And you'll always be seeking other people to confirm whether it's good or bad. You really need to trust yourself, you see? So the inner technology, the reason that I wanted to speak like this to you is because we have to realize that all of our spiritual gifts, all of the things that you would think is only God or, divine beings can do these things, is not true. It's not true. So you need to change your mind. How I've said that about everything. Change your mind about everything. If you hear yourself saying, I can't do it, stop yourself immediately, wash it with violet fire, and say the positive side of it. This is learning to be very careful with our words, which will help us with our thoughts, because even our thoughts are going out there, especially if you feel very passionate or you get very angry. There's a lot of force behind that. You don't want to put that out in the world anymore, because it's going to come back and smack us. Be the divine being that you know you are. And that doesn't mean you're better than. It doesn't mean you're all puffed up. It means you're so humble. You become so humble because you know that it took you so long to get here, and that there's so much more that we haven't even touched on. Yeah. My heart is with you, because I know all the steps and stages up to the point that I'm at. And let me tell you, if anybody thinks I had it easy, you are very wrong. Very wrong. Even losing a baby at 6 months pregnant, I can't tell you what that does to a person. The guilt and horror that you go through thinking you failed. But it's not true. You don't fail. The baby didn't want to be born. It just wanted the experience in the womb. Or the timing wasn't right. With my case, it was that this baby was not to be in this family this time. He was before, and that he was to be born to another family for those experiences that he would have. I was a lucky person because I found him and got to love him even though he wasn't my child. Amazing life. Just a simple person, nobody special, with an extraordinary life. That's you too. That's you. We are living extraordinary lives. Okay, we're not kings in this lifetime or queens or leaders of anything. We're just people. And we had to be, so that we wouldn't be known, so that we could do our holy work. Shh, not tell anybody. And we just do what we do. That's okay. Sometime, eventually, you'll read your Akashic record and go, that was me. I did that. Yeah, you did. Yeah. And what planet was I on for that one? Or that you were a great musician or a wonderful artist or somebody that could sing like a bird, this voice that just takes you to heaven when you hear it. Yeah, that would be you. In this lifetime, we came here to hold the light. It doesn't sound glamorous, but let me tell you, it is the most important job we've ever done. And in that time that we're serving, we are ascending into a 5D magnificence. And we will step into 5D so gracefully and so beautifully. And we'll say, a job well done. A job well done. And we'll decide where we're going to serve next. Because if you think this is your first rodeo, you are so mistaken. Yeah. And you wonder when you're going to retire, but just doesn't happen in eternity. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. So I'm going to close here. And God bless you all.
We are deeply grateful for this forum. We thank those in attendance for your attention, for your wonderful questions, future topic suggestions, and stories that touched our hearts and opened our minds to new possibilities. Our collective energy has filled this forum with light and love for each other. We are so grateful that each of us brings guides and angelic beings to the forum, raising the frequency ever higher. We are grateful for the assistance, inspiration, and guidance from the benevolent beings overseeing the forum. Know we are all deeply loved and richly blessed. Amen.
Yeah.